This is group 6, assignment 3, final project, a software architecture. Slide 2. Slide 2. Now, in our group, we have 4 members that will all present in this presentation. We have Jeffrey, we have Gary Stewart, we have George Vendetta, and we have myself, Idrissa. Now, for the application proposal, we were supposed to build a fitness application that allows end users to build custom workout plans for physical and wellness training. Now, beside the technical system administrator, the application has 2 main group of users. There are end users who use the application, and there are personal trainers who analyze and make recommendations for a workout plan and provide coaching. A user can use the web or mobile application to register, to build a profile, to create a sign up for coaching, etc. Now, I'm going to let Gary for the next slide.
So here we want to talk about the reference architecture. So the pattern that we decided to use for this application was the Antier architecture. It includes the following. It has a presentation layer, of course, a business logic layer, there's a data layer, and there's also an infrastructure layer. Now, in the presentation layer, we're using a model view controller of the MVC framework. It has multiple views, such as an account view, there's a profile view, subscription view, etc. The application will use React.js to dynamically generate web pages. The controller is responsible for invoking action against the model, and the model is the same as the business logic layer. Now, the business logic layer, it's responsible for coordinating the application interaction. It processes commands. It also makes logical decisions and evaluates and performs calculations, and it's responsible for handling movement between the data layer and the presentation layer. So we're going to turn it over to Jeff.
Yes, thank you, Gary. So here we have the data layer, which is a middleware responsible for storing and retrieving information. This layer has 4 subsets. You have the user information, which is like your, for example, your role, account, and profile data, and the exercise data, which is cached data exercises retrieved from exercise API. And next, we have the workout plan, which is breakout sets and repetitions for the exercise. Lastly, we have the progress data, which breaks down time and duration of each activity. Next slide, please. So the data layer, so this is a little bit more detail here. So we have this application will use a relational database. For example, SQL Server, Oracle, PostgreSQL SQL to store and retrieve data. It also provides an intuitive way to represent the data and allows easy access to related data points. It also provides ACID, which stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, compliance, and transactions. Next, we have the infrastructure layer, which consists of the email services to send verification emails to end users, notifications service to post updates or relevant and timely messages. Third-party APIs will use a service wrapper in BLL to consume the payment gateway and exercise API services. In the next slide, Gary will be presenting the next slide.
So here we're looking at a logical view that provides an abstract. It's an abstract of the model of our system. So as you can see, we have our presentation view, and it has a number of modules where the views actually communicate with the controllers. And then we also have our business logic layer, and here we have a series of components connected with interfaces that communicate with the database, as well as communicates with our infrastructure, being our email service and notification service, and our third-party APIs. This view helps to visualize components at each layer, It shows us the dependencies between those components, and it also defines each components at a high level and the interaction of each of those components.
In this slide, we'll reference the reference architecture. We'll take a look at the reference architecture, specifically the process view. The process view deals with the dynamic aspect of the systems. It explains the system processes and how they communicate, and it also focuses on the runtime behavior of the system. What this means is that the process view addresses the frequency of concurrency, the distribution, the performance, and the scalability of the system. There are 3 views that describe the various processes of the application. Here we're looking at the process view diagram. As you can see, the process view, just a quick rundown of what it is. The process view is app init. It initiates the services and displays the home screen. Then you move on to the login accounts, which is the login and all the profile and of the main user. It also encompasses the profile services, which is deleting profile, save profile, etc. It also includes the billing system access, which is what we use to pay, and the exercise plan, which is what we use to choose the plan and choose the coach for the user. Next slide, please. Here we have the design rationale. It involves the building of the solution. It involves building a solution using the layer approach. As mentioned before, scalability, easy to manage, flexibility, and security are the main focuses of the design rationale. This will also follow the recommend Google timeline for the guidelines to ensure that the page load time is under 2 seconds. Next page, please. Furthermore, the application will use HTTPS or HTTP messages to communicate between the different layers. HTTP methods are verbs like get, put, or not get, but get, put, post, and delete. The get provides the mean to fetch the resource. The post create or modify the resource. Puts is actually modifies the resource, and the delete is self-explanatory, just deletes a resource. All messages are sent back and forth to the client server, and the application will use the security HTTP as again HTTPS to effectively enable the website encryption and security. This concludes our presentation. Thank you, everyone.